I am gaming. I am gaming. I am gaming podcast.
Hey everybody, my name is Ivica. Thank you so much for being on the latest episode of I Am Gaming Podcast. This is a podcast about the video game industry, entrepreneurship, gaming nostalgia, and many more cool things I find to be in the same realm of business and creative ventures. This is episode 114, and first of all, a huge thanks goes to my Patreon supporters who make this podcast possible. Please check out all of their ventures, YouTube channels, Twitch streams, games, and many more cool things they run and have in the description below, and give them a look. They more than deserve it. If you'd like to follow me and support me on Patreon, please check out my page as well. It's in the description below, but if you don't want it, that's fine. For this episode, I want to talk to you about the growing NFT market and a particular element that I had some contact with in the recent weeks, where I believe the same projects, and more precisely many of the same projects, are sorely lacking. That is having a standard, regular, old-fashioned marketing plan. So I got a chance to collaborate with a few of these projects when it comes to their promotion, especially that on Twitter, and I quickly found out that all of them, two to be more precise, have really lacking marketing plans. And that's not something that's unusual in the world. Overall, many ventures and businesses have, let's say, not that great marketing plans, but in this case, these projects, especially one, had literally zero. And that's interesting because I think it showcases a type of flaw in general thinking, where people consider things that might be technologically cutting edge as something that is completely out of the rule book of any kind of old business or marketing or promotional structure. To a point, that is true. NFTs completely differently perceive and work even in digital domain, and they completely differently perceive and work in the domain of value. So even when creating business plans, their business plans are drastically different in comparison to, I don't know, selling physical goods. However, when it comes to promotion and how you promote things, whatever they might be, a standard marketing plan is still more than useful, and in many ways more than needed, because it will still help these projects set out their basic rule book when it comes to who am I trying to sell this, how am I trying to sell this, what are my intentions in terms of generating some kind of metric that I use to assess success, and what are the means that will be employed to get to that success. It's not a complicated thing, it's a pretty simple and pretty straightforward endeavor. A simple marketing plan is basically 5 steps, but still I believe that a lot of projects, at least from my experience in working with these clients and on these NFT projects, have none of it. And they basically want to be a unicorn that comes out of nowhere, gets insanely popular and insanely successful. This isn't a plan. This is a shot in the dark. This is looking at the night sky and hoping to see that falling star and make a wish. That wish simply states, I want to be hugely successful and rich, which is okay, but it is not a plan, and chances are that the same thing will not happen. Of course, it's important to underline that having a marketing plan does not mean that you immediately get successful, and even minusculely successful, where you set up some kind of a metric where you measure your success and that level of success comes to you immediately. It won't, but you will have a roadmap, you will have a rail that you can traverse this complex world of trying to sell your NFT in a world where so many people are now trying to do the same. But at least that rail will be there, which is much better than trying to run your train through grasslands without rail. It's still possible to do it, and there is a chance that you can come across a valley that gradually and beautifully sends you towards your destination, but chances of that happening are a lot smaller. So I would want to say that to everyone out there, trying to make their NFTs famous, trying to make their NFT blockchain something that people will want to invest in, use, please consider creating a marketing plan. Even a really simple one will make a huge difference. In terms of reaching people, understanding who that group of interested individuals might be, how you can communicate with them, how you can reach out and try to present your project in a successful manner. Again, it won't take you a lot of time. It can be created in literally a couple of days, and that is a really long period. You can do it in a couple of hours, but having it is good, and it will help you to figure out what options should or should you not take, instead of simply trying to blindly reach out and throw things against the wall, see what sticks, and complete this cycle again and again. That's possible too, but you need to have a huge budget for that and expect nothing. Most of the projects, all of them I've worked with, don't have that luxury and need that marketing plan, which they don't have. You shouldn't make that mistake. Create your marketing plan and put it in action. Even the worst marketing plan is a lot better than no plan at all. So that's all of the info and takeaway I have from my recent experience. Hopefully you can find it useful for your projects. The same applies to not only NFTs, but basically anything else. And have it in mind only as an option, not something that is universally necessary, but it is universally beneficial. That's all for episode 114. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I especially appreciate all of my Patreon supporters, and if you'd like to do the same and support me over Patreon, please check out the link in the description below. If not, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on my new video and new podcast episode. That's all for this episode of I'm Gaming Podcast. My name is Ivica. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in precisely 7 days from now. Until then, bye bye.